I wanna create, you know. So I started taking modeling seriously, and I started taking dancing seriously.
Yes.
And then, you know, 2020 happened. And, you know, by the time 2020 happened, you know, this thing called COVID shut the world down. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I really had to take time for myself, which was kind of scary. You know, I was so used to being busy, and, you know, to be completely honest, it's a safe space, right?
Yeah.
To be completely honest, I was staying busy because it was something I enjoyed, but also because I was suppressing a lot of emotions and trauma that I dealt with growing up. So by the time the world shut down and I was stuck in the house, I started suffering from depression. I was dealing with anxiety issues because I was not able to go outside and really do what I love. I was stuck in the house.
Yep. Something that a lot of people, you know, suffered with, you know, being stuck in the house, especially, you know, being busy. Most of the world, we're busy. We're doing things. We're trying to, you know, have our day-to-day life, pay for our bills. We're doing this. And for the whole world to just shut down, not know where the money's going to come from, you know, what was going on. So when this happened, you were not in TLC.
That's actually how I got into TLC.
Okay, so let's keep going. Okay.
Which is so crazy because you know, of course, with us being in the house, I was on my phone a lot. You know, I was working from home. Thankfully, I was able to still keep my job and everything like that. Good. But I was on my phone. And that's when I started scrolling, and you start seeing that you know, that Nutriverse bottle, right? You start seeing that, you know, the green, but yes, you start seeing the green bags of tea. You start seeing the blue packages of NRG, and I was like, what is this? And, you know, the woman that I actually signed up under, you know, she's a hairstylist. You know, she's like she has, you know, multiple incomes. And I saw that this was something she was doing. And with us being in the house, girl, you know, I've never been, you know, I've always been like a petite girl, but I started developing like a fupa. You know how it goes. I'm eating crazy. My body is tired. I'm like, yeah, I might need to look into this. This might be something that, you know, might be beneficial for me.
So how long in the pandemic did this happen?
Honey, this was really like March, April, fresh in. Like this is how bad I was going through it. I was like, oh my gosh, the world is shut down. What is Deanna about to do now? Yes. So it was really around like March, April 2020.
Okay. Okay. So I'll ask you more questions, but I wanted to talk about some of the stuff you're saying. So like, okay, I know a lot of people, okay, if you're on this live, put a number 1. If you know, when you went through the pandemic, you experienced that because there were so many people. And that's why I'm so grateful that by that time I was already in TLC. But what was crazy is that when I started in October of 2019, that's when the CBD tea first dropped. So there was the whole, it's time for CBD wave. So it was huge, right? I was getting into full momentum. So when January came, I started this whole, like, because at the time I was living in San Francisco, like the Bay Area. So I was doing a Bay Area tour. And it was from January to March, the end of March. I was doing a 90-day run. And then, you know, January came, I did 3 spots. February came, I did like 2 spots. And then at the end of the first week of March, I was just like, you know, they were talking about COVID already. You know, they weren't saying anything about shutting it down yet, but they were just talking because, especially being in California, they were like, you know, it's coming from Asia, and California has a lot of Asians. So California had a very high rate. And then I was like, I want to go home. Like, I feel like going, because I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I was like, I want to go home. So I was like, we drove back home, and literally a week when I got home, everything shut down. And so, like I said, I was already in this, you know, 90-day run mentality, right? And I'm like, okay, so at first, you know, the first day, you might think like, okay, if people are not working, are people going to be buying the product, right? So that's going in my mind. So then, but then I'm like, no, you know, let me just keep going hard, because first and foremost, everybody needs NutriBurst. Everybody needs this right now. Okay. So Coach Stormy was like, y'all, this is the perfect opportunity to really go out with your business. But I was already going hard because I was on a 90-day run. But it's just that thought of, oh my gosh, the world is shutting down. Like really, you're gonna have those thoughts. And so I said, okay, I'm about to really go hard online, like with this, because that's all we got. So during that time, like, I mean, people were buying NutriBurst like crazy, the tea, everything, and that's, when you're probably deciding, let me join, because a month is going into COVID. People are in depressed states, using this NRG that helps with your energy, your
game changer.
It's a game changer. Since I love NRG, like that's my favorite product. Okay,
I love my favorite. I have to have it.
I have to have it too. Like I didn't have my NRG last week when I was in Houston, and my husband was like, "Okay, we gotta get you your NRG because something ain't right." I'm like, I'm so tired right now. I'm like, my mind don't think the same without it.
What's so crazy that same burnout happened to me. I just had a team photo shoot with my business partners, and it's so funny. One of my boss babes, like she could tell I was tired, and she said, "Deanna, we gotta get you some NRG. Like you burning out. What's wrong?
Yes.
Like it is a game changer." And she knew I didn't have it because she could just tell by my mood. But it's a game changer.
It's a straight up game changer. Okay, like I love me some NRG. Like I truly noticed the difference in like just how I feel. Like I don't feel like that sleepy like feeling. I feel just good, like alert. I'm ready. Like it's not that shaky, jittery, but you really just feel like just good. Like
it's my happy pill.
Right? That's all I can explain it. It's just really your happy pill. Okay, so pandemic comes around, and that happens, and I want to hear more about your story. Okay, so you joined, and you said you weren't really like heavy because of course you were dancing in school and staying active, so you weren't really that heavy. So you said you wanted to join TLC because you said you picked up some weight during the quarantine. Okay, and then so what went on from there? When did you start taking the business seriously, or were you just on the products? Like how did that work for you?
So my first experience, I first was a customer. I was a customer for about 2-3 weeks or so, and I fell in love with the products. I started off with NRG, the NutriBurst, as well as the ISO. And I had never really detoxed before. So when I had that first cleanse, like I was like, okay, I didn't know all that was in me. Like I feel a little like, I didn't know. But I felt so much lighter and I felt so much better. Like just a nice cleanse, you know what I'm saying? So so I was originally a customer. So I reached back out to, who is now my coach. I reached back out to her and we chopped it up and I went ahead and joined because like I'm seeing how, she started talking numbers to me. She started talking like, hey, you already have modeling experience, marketing, you know how to, to sell things and everything like that. So pretty much I wasn't really selling anything. I was just sharing what I was doing.
That's all.
And a lot of people I was coming in contact with, because of course we're all home, everybody was like, I'm dealing with the same thing. Like, so then once you tell this person, they start telling this person. And this person start telling that person. Like word of mouth is so strong.
Yeah.
So like pretty much it took off from there. But I think what really kept me excited about TLC, it's my community for me. The connection of bosses that I'm like connected to right now, it's super dope, and so many different niches. Like we're always learning from each other. We're always staying connected, inspiring. Like it's super dope. So that's really what the products were, literally the bonus. But I've met so many like amazing women.
Yes. See, that's what I love about TLC also is just the community, because when you actually are in tune with the community, you realize like you are connected to people that like you say, bosses, people you've been wanting to surround yourself by, people that have goals and dreams, because like you say, you live in a small town with big city dreams, right? And so when you have that network and that connection with those people, it gets you so motivated and inspired to continue doing what you're doing, because it's so possible.
It is. Okay. I mean, it really matters. Like, especially on those down days where it's like, oh my gosh, like things not moving how you want it to.
Yes.
But when you have that extra push, you have those women to be like, come on, D, you got this. And I could be able to reciprocate that to them as well. Like, it's super dope. Super dope.
Yes, y'all. Community is awesome, right? I put a number 2 in the chat if you feel like you need or you're yearning for like a sense of community, because that's another thing that people need. They want to have a community because they're just like the people I'm surrounded by, the friends in my city, especially people that live in small towns. A lot of people they're be small minded, and it's kind of like they don't even know how to do the first steps of going out there because people are shy. They don't have these things. So like that community is so helpful. Also with just the transformation of being able to change your health and keep yourself healthy. Like I love the detox too. Like I do detox probably like 3 or 4 times a week. It's not every day.
Same.
But it's that feeling I get. Like I detoxed last night after I didn't detox for like 2 days. And you just feel so light. You feel
so much
cleansed.
better.
And it's like, imagine like me not doing this. Like I've been in TLC since 2019. Like think about it. Like I wasn't detoxing before that, and now I need to detox.
I need to. Like it's like my body knows when I need
to. Yes. Like I need to clean out my system. You just feel so good. You feel so confident. You want to conquer the day. Put your cute crop top on and feel good. Okay.
Period.
And then, with you being a dancer, you said you started dancing in college, right? Like when you started to like really love it and things like that. And so how is dancing for you now? Like how often do you dance? Like what is that like for you?
I'm dancing every day. I dance around the house. I dance on the way to the car sometimes. Like I'm always moving to some type of beat in my head. I'm always moving. But I do host Sensual Heels classes. I have them tomorrow actually. We're doing Halloween theme. It's gonna be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, girl.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so pretty much how I gear my classes, I gear more towards body positivity, your inner confidence, your feeling that divine feminine energy that we all have as women. So I pretty much tap into that because I know a lot. Like my main transformation through TLC wasn't really physical. It was more so a mental and a spiritual shift that I had because I was dealing with a lot, internally. And a lot of times there's hold on 1 second. I had got a call. I'm sorry. But yeah, so a lot of times the change happens inside of you, so it can burst outside.
Yes.
So I pretty much tap into that with my girls, and we start with the whole mental shift, like really tap into yourself, and then once you have the confidence, you can do anything. We just gonna put some heels on, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
I love that. That is so amazing. Because that mental health is so vital, and people don't realize they try to change all these things on the outside first, when first and foremost mental health is the one thing that's going to help you change all other areas. Like in order to like get your physical shifted, that mental strength needs to be there, right? Like you said, to boost that confidence in yourself, that mental shift has to be there. So mental health is so imperative. Even like I love how you intertwine it with your dancing. You focus first on letting yourself know you have that confidence in yourself, because if you're gonna show up and you don't got confidence in your dancing, you're not gonna want to dance, right? Like I want to go to one of your classes. So you're in North Carolina?
I am.
Okay, I've only been to North Carolina I think once.
Oh
yeah, I actually went to that I went to a track meet at your school. Wait, and is that the NCAT school?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I went to a track meet there when I was there. That was a while ago. I went to college in Florida, because that's where I'm from. I went to college in Florida Gulf Coast. But I went to school particularly for health science. That's what I graduated with. So like in my field, like it was already like health based, which is because I'm always intrigued with the body, just learning about how our body works and like how we really can make these changes, because it really doesn't make sense for the leading cause of death in America to be heart diseases, first and foremost.
It really doesn't.
At all. And that's the thing. We have, like, me and you, we can't reach everybody. And that's why for like those of y'all on the call, like, we need your help. There's people in your family, there's people in your community that need what we have when it comes to the products, that need the community of what we have. Because like you said, some people don't have that mindset because of the people that they're surrounded by. If they don't know better, they don't know better.
Yeah, that's really true. Like honestly, like where I'm from, everybody was just so small-minded. Me going to college was like just a wow factor. Everybody, I'm like, no, like why not? Like once I went, I really didn't look back.
Yeah.
Once I went off to school,
college is definitely a life changer.
Expand,
Yeah. College definitely helps, you change your mindset and shift, especially when you go outside of your town. You're not going to like a community college. You definitely shift your mindset because when you understand like, wow, there's so much more out there. You definitely could do this. You're very capable. Like, all those feelings that you get when you're. So when did you graduate?
I graduated in 2015.
Okay. When did I graduate? Oh, I graduated college 2018. In 2018. And then so I saw that you guys had like you ladies had a October like breast cancer awareness dance party a couple of weeks ago. How was that? That looks so nice.
I honestly, like, I'm trying not to get emotional thinking about it. It was super amazing. We had, I believe, 4 survivors that were there.
Wow.
And they told their stories. And it was just, it resonated with me so deeply because it was like, for them to go through something so traumatic, something that really, something just so serious as breast cancer, and for them to really tap in and not only have a good time, but they were strong enough to share their stories and we all, bring awareness to, just taking care of ourselves. Like, I mean, don't ignore the small things. If you feel something, ladies, go get checked. You know what I'm saying? If something doesn't feel right with your body, and a lot of times, we ignore those things because we think it's just something small.
Yeah.
And, it was just beautiful to see them in their own light, in their own, their own power, like something they have truly conquered. Like, and we all were just like, it was super amazing. Like,
I love that. I love that. You see, awareness to the community is so powerful. So powerful because you had that, hand to hand first on experience with somebody that is a breast cancer survivor. Now your awareness goes up to you to truly think more like, oh my gosh, a lot of people, a lot of women really do suffer from this. Like, it's not just this big, organization or campaign just because, it's really because so much women suffer from breast cancer. And just like you said, like, pay attention to the small things. So like, even how a lot of, people die from colon cancer, and like I said, the heart diseases and heart attacks, it's because people, they bypass the little signs, like the little signs of being tired all the time. Like, we shouldn't just be tired all the time, right? The little signs that you get when you're just getting headaches like every other day, and you're like, I got a headache, let me pop some ibuprofen. It's like, you should not be getting a headache every other day now. Okay. Right, like that.
We ignore those things. We really do.
Yeah.
Like, before COVID, I ignored a lot of things until I got home and I was still for a second. I'm like, I'm too young to be this tired. Like, I'm always tired. Why? Like,
that was how I was feeling. Like, I'm just always tired. Right. Like, what the heck? Like, I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. But with cleansing myself out, because at the time I was eating like trash, and then to come to find out, I'm like, if I'm eating like trash during this small period of time in my life, imagine the people that eat like trash for majority of their lives for long periods. Like, their insides are hurting, okay? Insides are screaming for help. And there's people that down talk detoxing, but I can't say nothing bad about detox, especially with the ISO detox tea, y'all. It really cleanses out our colon. Fun fact for all my people, I love to throw this fact in here. The average colon can hold about like 5 to 50 pounds, right? So, a pregnant woman, she holds a 8, 7, 9 pound baby, right? So imagine 50 pounds of poop in your colon. Our colon stretches, y'all. That's why, men, big bellies hanging out. Women, big bellies and fupas. It's because our colon truly stretches, and it just holds that poop in there.
It holds it. And like, imagine you never get rid of. That's how people end up with these diseases.
Yes.
That's how people end up with like a low immune system. They're not cleaning themselves out. Like, think about it. If you're eating every day, but you're not using the bathroom every day, where you know what I mean? Like, and of course we don't. I'm trying to get better, but I don't eat clean every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get better. But that's why detoxing is so important. So you can make sure you're getting rid of what you don't need.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Especially with like Thanksgiving coming around, people are, they're going to be like, no, I want to wait until after the holidays when I'm done with all this stuff. No, you need to do it while. Now you're doing it while you eating all that food. So as fast as you put it in, is as fast as it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
People
gotta
get
rid of it.
They
Get rid
got
of it.
to get rid of it. It's got to go, y'all. Seriously. It has to go. Our bodies can't, it doesn't, that's really, like you said, what's causing all those diseases, because it's just sitting inside of us, and people are just not realizing that they think it's just like fat. Like, okay, like I just got all this fat. Well, of course you got all this fat. But really, y'all, that colon is what needs to be cleansed out more importantly than anything. It's going to help you think better. It's going to help you feel better. It's definitely going to boost your confidence up and things like that. So yeah, so what are just some of your goals that you may have when it comes to just your TLC, your health, like whatever it is?
So just health wise, I just want to bring, more awareness to, mental health. Because there's a lot of things that we as women deal with. That's pretty much, like, of course, no shade to men. I want men to be healthy as well, but I know, like, I'm always around women, and I'm empowerment. So, like, that's pretty much what I'm always, talking to. So I really want to focus on our mental health. I want to be in the best physical shape possible that I can. That I can be. And pretty much, like, as far as with TLC, like, really just running the bag for real. Like, retail is super fun. It's nothing like, making extra income. Keep your hair done, keep your nails done. Like different things like that. And I like, helping other people make money too. Like, that's super dope.
I love all that about TLC. I love the benefits of the product, but I also love the compensation plan. I love that we can help other people make money with this, especially now with the new influencer program, where they don't have to totally commit, but if they decide, they can go ahead and still make money at any given time, just because they got their 15-day fruit punch kit, right? I love the influencer program, because it just makes sense for a lot of people that are just not committed, or that don't want to go as hard, but do want to make that extra money, especially when people are constantly sending you their customers. It's like, you can make some money too. Okay.
You can definitely make some money.
Yeah, so that is very powerful. But all in all, girl, I so enjoyed this. I loved your energy. I love to just get to know new life changers and hear their stories, from my audience and your audience. Because I like to just show people there's other people out here. I like to, and also I just like what you're doing when it comes to mental health. Because I think that's something that as women, we need to bring more awareness to, because a lot of people don't know how to grasp their emotions or know how to deal with the things that they might be going through, and how they can tap into just shifting their mental and their energy elsewhere. Because when you, especially even community, because I think community is powerful. It's really hard to just suffer by yourself. Of course you have to heal, but when you have community and you're actually inspired by people, that really does help. So I love that also. So again, I just want to say thank you so much for this, sis.
So thank you. I love what you're doing. I'm super proud of you. I'm super inspired by you. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Just allowing me to be up here with you. Thank you.
Oh, of course, girl. We definitely got to do this again when I'm in North Carolina, or we're going to meet up at one of these events. I can't wait to meet you, girl. Okay.
I can't wait to meet you.
Yes, it's going to be lit, sis.
All right. Thank you, sis.
Have a good night, y'all.
All right.